Living in the city can feel like being surrounded by a million strangers, all moving to a rhythm you can't quite catch. My world was a cycle of neon signs and lonely night shifts. The hum of the city was my only constant companion, a soundtrack to my quiet solitude. But then, I noticed it across the street in the dull, anonymous building. One window would come alive every single night, right on the dot. At exactly 3 a.m., a soft golden light would flicker on. It wasn't harsh or intrusive, like a TV screen or someone who'd forgotten to turn off the lights. This was different. It was a warm, gentle glow like a candle flame or the first hint of dawn. It became my own private mystery. Who was awake at this hour, bathing their world in such a tender light? For weeks, I just watched from my own window, a silent observer of this nightly ritual. The light was a small, predictable comfort in my otherwise unpredictable life. One night, the silence in my apartment felt heavier than usual. The loneliness was a physical weight. I looked across at the glowing window, and a thought sparked within me, as sudden and bright as the light itself. What if I just went over? The idea was terrifying. It was crazy. But the curiosity, the pull of that warm light, was stronger than my fear. I slipped on my shoes, my heart pounding a nervous rhythm against my ribs, and walked out into the cool, deserted street. Standing in front of the door, I almost turned back a dozen times, but I took a deep breath and knocked. The sound echoed in the quiet hallway. After a moment, the door creaked open, and I was met by the kind, wrinkled eyes of an elderly woman. She was holding a paintbrush, and her apron was a beautiful mess of colors. The source of the glow wasn't a lamp, but a massive canvas propped on an easel. It was a breathtaking sunrise, a swirl of gold, pink, and orange so vibrant it seemed to pulse with life. She smiled gently and invited me in. Her name was Ilara, and she was an artist. "Can't sleep," she explained, her voice as soft as her brush strokes. "So, I decided a long time ago, if I can't find warmth in the night, I'll just have to borrow some from tomorrow." She pointed at the canvas with her brush. "I paint the sunrise, and for a little while, I can feel its heat, its promise." We sat and talked for hours. Not about anything profound, just quiet observations about the city, about the stars, about the feeling of being awake when the rest of the world is asleep. I started visiting Alara every night. Her small apartment, filled with the scent of paint and turpentine, became my sanctuary. We'd share a cup of tea and I'd watch her bring new dawns to life on her canvases. She taught me that light isn't just something you see. It's something you create and something you share. Her paintings weren't just for her. They were a beacon, a quiet signal to a lonely soul across the street. She was sharing her light without even knowing it. Through those shared pre-dawn hours, we both began to heal. Her art filled the quiet corners of my loneliness, and my presence seemed to ease her own. I learned that connection doesn't always have to be loud. Sometimes it's a soft glow in a window, a shared cup of tea, a silent understanding that you're not the only one awake in the dark. It's about sharing your light, even when you think no one is watching, because you never know who might need it to find their way. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this moment with me. If this story resonated with you, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more stories from the heart of the city. Close your eyes, let the dream do the rest.